On this episode of Fishing with Gussy, you'll be surprised that ice tackle catches open water walleyes. Then we head on a musky hunt.
Fishing with Gussy is proudly sponsored by and uses Shimano rods and reels. Visit Shimano.ca for all the specs.
Today we're fishing for walleyes and we're gonna have a little bit better action. We're gonna do something kind of neat. We're gonna catch walleyes in open water with ice fishing baits. There we go. I guess I can kill my big motor now. I just marked some fish out on a flat here, and I didn't even put the trolling motor down yet. I wanted to see if I could maybe get a bite first before I drop down. Plus I wanted to see what they are, and they are exactly what I was thinking they were. Nice walleyes. I might have to hide my lure. I don't know if I should show everybody that or not. That is a jigging wrap, and it's a bait that's been around for a long time, and we use it ice fishing. Not very popular open water bait, but let me tell you something. Guys are winning walleye tournaments all across North America fishing with these style of baits, and they'll catch fish in open water too. I'm gonna show you how to do it, show you how to catch walleyes like this. We'll get this guy back and get this jig back down there. The neat thing about these baits is they're heavy, so if you're fishing in deeper water, it's a great option because I can get it down to the fish really quick, and it's something that they probably haven't seen before, which is always a good thing. As simple of a bait as it looks like it is, it's actually got a really neat action, and it's got a little tail on it that makes it swim kind of in circles all over the place. So you get it down there and you start jigging it in front of these fish, and it just really triggers them to strike. As far as an ice bait, it's one of the most aggressive, ice fishing lures that there is, because you can actually cover quite a bit of water with it because the bait's always going like this. It's not just like a regular jig that's just going to go up and down. It swims around. So there's one little guy. And when they bite it, I mean, there's no meat or anything on here. It's just a straight little jig. So hey, I guess we get them all sizes here on Fishing with Gussy. It's not just big fish all the time. But you can see what I mean. The little tail on the back end of it, that's what causes it to really swim around and dance around. So that's it. When we're ice fishing, a lot of times we'll put a little bit of meat on there, just as, we'll put a minnow head maybe on the treble hook, and sometimes that can really help you out and trigger fish to bite as well. Oh, look at that. I just had a hit too. You can see where one just rushed up to it, and that's a faint signal. There's my jig right here where I've been jigging it up and down. I just lost it, but the fish just raced up and hit, and I missed them. But you do miss some because these baits are so erratic. They're kind of all over the place. So sometimes the fish just take a wild swing at them, and you just catch, you catch the outside of their mouth maybe, or they just don't get it. There was another one. This is fun though. It's fun using artificial baits, and there's no mess. And we've caught a lot of big walleyes on these too, different times. So it's not like it's just a numbers bait or a small fish bait. Oh, another one whacked it. Come on. There we go. Marked a bunch of fish again on the hummingbird, dropped it down, and not a big walleye, but for most people like myself, when we go out walleye fishing, those little hooks stick them, man. You know, it's all about going and catching fish like this because those are the best ones to eat. And if you want to eat a few, it doesn't get much better than that. I'm gonna get them back. There's a bunch more down there. Oh, an eagle just came down and picked up a fish right behind us. He's actually got a fish in his grip right now. I don't know how big it doesn't. It doesn't look like it's very big, but. I'm blabbing away and I totally lost what I was talking about. See, you come up to Sunset Country, you see all kinds of awesome stuff, from fishing to wildlife to everything. That's funny, they're all getting that little middle treble hook today. Does it look bigger, folks? It's not that big. That's all right, though. They wallop it really good, and it's fun. I'm just driving around and you can see when I find walleyes, look at right here. I just came off the edge. There's a couple walleyes right there. I'm not even gonna stop on that. I'm gonna stop when I get a bunch of them. There's another one right there. Those are fish, and you know, when you get your electronics, the key is to get them set up properly, have confidence in them, because they will show you fish if there's fish down there. I might have got out a little bit too deep that time, but we've sort of been finding them in like 36, 38 feet of water right now. And I'm gonna show you what I mean when this graph lights up. It actually almost looks like lasagna on the bottom. The fish will actually be stacked right up on top of each other. There we go. Finally got that guy. He hit me 2 or 3 times and I missed him. We got him that time. There, that's how they're supposed to eat it. See that? Need the pliers for that guy. But it's fun, and when they bite it, I mean, they wallop it. Oh, hooks came out pretty good. They wallop it really good, and it's fun. It's totally cool trying new techniques, new tactics, and new lures, and that's how you become a better angler as well. Okay, so I've showed you one secret, the jig and wrap puppet minnow. Now I'm gonna go to my other favorite ice bait, and I've got a couple of them tied on, and I'm sure you can guess what they are. They're spoons, and these are my 2 favorite ice fishing spoons, both made by Northland Fishing Tackle, the Macho Minnow spoon and the Buckshot Rattle spoon. And these have been around the Buckshot's been around for a long time. I have caught thousands and thousands of walleyes on this spoon during the winter. And the Macho Minnow's been around for a couple years, and it's got a little bit different design. It's got a little clacker on the bottom, but yeah, that's it. Those are my 2 spoons. We'll go find some more fish and drop this thing on top of them and see if we can get them to bite. I dropped it down there and jigged it about 4 or 5 times and walloped it. Got him kind of hooked on the side. There we go. See that? Cool. Same thing, man. They just wallop. The spoon's really erratic down there, so it's kind of all over the place. So what happens is these fish just sort of take a wild stab at it, and that's how you end up hooking them, you know, on the outside of the mouth like that. But this is kind of fun, using the big 225 Merc for a kicker. Almost, it's functioning like a kicker motor right now, and I'm turning my big Lund into a tiller boat. So do what you got to do to catch fish, right? Get this guy back. Okay. Next up, we're on the hunt for muskies.
My name is Troy Norman, and my fishtail was this year in the Shaw KBI. Me and my partner Jay Samsel had a great day of fishing, and we needed one more good fish. So we swung in. We had about 5 minutes of fishing time left. Swung into this one spot where I had seen some really good fish early in the season, and it was close to town. Probably not a chance we were going to catch them, but we had one big one that we'd seen earlier in the year. We were going by there. I looked at Jay and I told him that we had about 2 minutes left. So what time is it now? He goes, okay, we got a minute left. Okay, let's go, we gotta go. I pulled up the trolling motor and I could hear him at the back. Yeah, got one. I was like, okay, that's probably a small one or whatever. And I went back there and he pulls in this fish. No lie, 4-pounder. It's top off the bag that day. Awesome, awesome day. We ended up weighing just shy of 19 pounds. Had a great time fishing with him that day. Had a great time catching fish on Lake of the Woods. Can't beat that.
Well, folks, summer is officially over. We're in the late fall period, and that means one thing if you like fishing for big critters. It's prime time to fish for muskies, and that's what we're doing today. We're trolling big baits, and we're gonna try and catch some big fish. I got my buddy Ryan Marlowe with me. He's one of the people that I have the most respect for and that I know puts in more time than just about anybody else muskie fishing on Lake of the Woods. That's where we're fishing today. And he also owns one of the best muskie shops in Canada. So Figure 8 Baits, right on the water in Kenora. So Ryan, tell us what we're gonna do today. And
Well, it's pretty much time to put away those topwaters, put away those bucktails. We're not moving really that fast. We're here in middle of October. We got 53-degree water temperatures. We're gonna be trolling around, looking for some bait, looking for some structure.
hopefully we're gonna catch a big fish or two, and we're gonna have some fun. We'll see what happens. Just so people know what is out here, we're fishing Lake of the Woods, and you know what's your biggest muskie, and what can people expect if they come and fish at Lake of the Woods? We're on one of the best muskie waters, you know, in the world. What's here?
We're fishing the top half of Lake of the Woods. I think why the top half of Lake of the Woods is really good is it's got a lot of structure, it's got a lot of steep breaks, it's got some clearer water, there's lots of ciscos here. We've got lots of current in town, which can always play into advantage on those tough days. I've got 19 fish over 50 inches. I've yet to hit 54. 54 is very hard to hit.
You're talking 50-inch muskies, Ryan. What does a 50-incher weigh, a big, heavy 50-incher?
A big, heavy 50-incher could probably weigh 35, 38 pounds with an obese girth, maybe 40 pounds. People don't realize how much it actually takes to get a 40-pound fish.
Yeah.
A 40-pound fish is a really, really big fish. I'd say on an average though, you know, you're pumping about 30 pounds, maybe just a bit over.
Good deal. I'd like to see one of those, let me tell you.
Any fish we get over 4 feet today, I'll be happy with.
Yeah, me too. As far as, you know, the different times of the year, the muskie season in northwestern Ontario, we've got a lot of great waters, not only Lake of the Woods, but you got, you know,
Eagle
Rainy Lake, Eagle Lake, Lac
Lac Seul.
Seul, Wabigoon. There's lots of water that has really big fish. people want to come fishing here, what is the best time to come, you know, if they want to catch numbers, if they want to catch a big fish?
I personally like the month of August. The water temperatures are in the 70s, the metabolisms are there. You can see a lot of follows, which will give you clues to where the fish are actually hanging out. Nothing beats catching a fish in a figure 8.
There we go. Just hooked up. No mistake in that, baby. Awesome. Feels pretty good, right? I'm gonna just shut this boat off. Guess I can take it off the little clicker. I had quite a bit of line out there. But you called it. Ryan told me we just trolled through in between 2 reefs, and he told me the last 3 years in a row he's actually caught a muskie there. This isn't a muskie, this is a pike, but that's all right. We're on the right track. Nice to see some action.
1 down, 99 to go.
Pretty nice pike, buddy. Look at that. He took that big flat stick just like a cookie in his mouth. Whoa.
Want some release tools, Jeff?
Yeah, we're gonna need some pliers. Look at the belly on that thing though. That guy is husky right now. And that's why they're eating stuff like that, big meals, beefing up for a big long winter. All right, I'll hold them. You can
operate.
Yep. 1. Get this guy back. Cool.
Something here.
Right on. We'll be right back with some more fishing action.
What I'd like to talk about right now is proper tools for handling some of these fish. We've got long nose pliers to getting in down there pretty deep for when you got a musky hook. You don't want to get your hands too close to those teeth. You got some jaw spreaders, which you only might have to use a few times a year, but they're handy to have. We got fish handling gloves. We've got, I'd like to show you guys how we can actually cut a hook right here. You must have a good set of pliers or hook cutters. I'll grab a bait here and show you. If you got a fish badly hooked and you want to get it back in the water, and instead of wrenching on the fish and trying to rip it out, you just grab them and you start cutting. You buy a good set of quality cutters and they cut so easily. The biggest thing though going musky fishing is to have a net. When you get these things boat side, especially when you got some of these bigger hooks hanging out, if you got a big hook hanging out like this and it's got it out like that and that hook's flying around, you don't want to try hand bombing them because you're going to get yourself hooked or injured. Something's going to happen sooner or later. Yes, I know people that could hand bomb them, but once you got them caught in this net, you keep it as a pen, you keep the fish in the water, you do all your work in the water, and then you pull the fish out, you take your few pictures, you release her back in, and that's how they grow big.
All right. Talking about baits today, you know, during this cold water period, you definitely want to be using a big bait, and the reality of it is, folks, I don't think, you know, you do this a lot more than me, but I don't think muskies really have a lot of interest in a small bait this time of year. They're looking for a good meal and a big piece of meat. So we're trolling big stick baits, big crank baits. This is Ryan's bait's actually a lot bigger than mine, but this is a Storm giant flat stick, new bait that I've caught a few muskies on. Probably my favorite. I've got confidence in it. You're using a bigger one yet, similar kind of profile, but you know, talk about the baits a little bit and what kind of colors should people choose?
The colors, we'll start off with colors. I usually start off with, in clearer waters, I'm fishing more natural colors, something with a little bit of pattern on it. When I'm fishing stain waters, more down south on Lake of the Woods, I'm going with colors that got a lot of contrast on it, colors that are really bright and gaudy. At this time of the year, I love using baits with flat sides on them. I don't know what it is about these baits, but they sure seem to get the muskies going, and they got a nice wobble to it. This is a 13-inch grandma bait here, which is kind of I'm particular with. People look at a 13-inch bait and think it's really that big, but a lot of guys that are fishing walleyes get chomped on by muskies, and a 13-inch walleye isn't a really big walleye.
Don't stop. I'm better at musky fishing than I am at singing, so you don't want me singing very much. I don't do a ton of musky fishing, and the way it goes for me usually is whenever I'm bass fishing, then I'll catch muskies, and if I'm actually fishing for muskies, I'm not very good.
It's not as easy as some people make it sound.
But anyway, I was pre-fishing for the SKBI, way down the south part of Lake of the Woods, and there's good numbers of fish down there. So I wanted to check some stuff out where I'd caught bass, years ago, and wasn't having a real great day. So I actually had brought a musky rod with me with the big bucktail tied on the end of it, and figured if I get bored, I'll try making a few casts. And it was actually my second cast on just a little seagull rock, kind of like what we just trolled by. And I had a big fish fall, and I did one turn, and on my second turn, lifting the bait up, the fish smoked it, and water went like 20 feet in the air, and it was actually a 47-incher, so it was pretty awesome. I just had to give you the wheel for a couple minutes, huh? You need some reavers?
I think we just got a pike here. Yep.
Yeah.
Not what we're looking for, but we'll take her for now.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad though. We were fishing town, and we came out to the main basin here, and literally within 2-3 minutes we had some pike action. Still a predator, in the predator.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 down, 98 to go.
Nice pike. Not a giant, but we'll carry on, buddy.
Yep.
Good job. Folks, this was a tough day of fishing. Ryan and I put in a long, hard shift, and we just never caught a muskie today, and that's the reality of it. And doing a TV show, you get one day. In our situation, one day to go out and get a show done, and we just didn't get them today. But you go out in the fall and troll these big baits around and fish these great spots that Ryan has. 4 out of 5 days you're going to catch fish, and probably multiple fish. So that's musky fishing, and that's the reality of doing a TV show.
Fishing with Gussy proudly uses Power Pro Super Slick Line. Power Pro, all of the power with none of the noise.